On most coasters, the thrill starts with the first plunge. But what if the drop is so steep, it becomes the ride's most terrifying moment? From S&S's crazily compact coasters to the recently reopened world record holder. Today, we are diving into the 10 steepest rollercoaster drops in the world. Let's find out how crazy they can get. And we are starting in Iowa for our number 10. Monster at Adventureland. This Gerstlauer Infinity Coaster was the first of its kind in the United States and truly lives up to its name. After climbing a vertical lift hill of 133 feet or 41 meters, you will plunge down a 101-degree drop. This brings you to a top speed of 65 miles per hour or 105 kilometers per hour, blasting you through a wild layout filled with unique inversions, like the finish loop, which you used to wrap around the now defunct Skyride. This bright green track is an eye-catcher, and even at night, it is a visual spectacle because of the LED light show. It is a strong start to our list, but it comes with a bit of side note. For this list, I am focusing solely on the drops from a lift hill, so I am excluding top hats on large coasters. This means I am excluding Tutati at Park Asterix, which drops riders down 101 degrees off of the top hat. But it's still worth an honorable mention, because it would have tied with Monster if I did include it. Our next entry, however, climbs up to new heights. Quite literally, because it's number 9, Defiance at Glenwood Caverns. What is amazing about this coaster is its location, as it's built in the Rocky Mountains. Defiance is the highest roller coaster in the United States, sitting at an altitude of about 7,000 feet, or 2 kilometers above sea level. Its main feature is the 102.3 degree drop after a 75 feet or 23 meter lift hill. But because of the elevated location, the drop down is 110 feet, or 34 meters. This Gerstlauer Eurofighter will give you a beautiful view of the Rocky Mountains before you are plunged down the cliff into the short but punchy layout. But we are about to take a big step up with a former record holder. It is number 8, Steel Hawk at Indiana Beach. This is the first of many S&S El Loco models on this list and opened up in 2008. Steel Hawk took the record for the steepest drop with its insane 111 degree plunge into the layout. Up to this point, the steepest drop was 97 degrees on Gerstlauer Eurofighters, so it absolutely shattered that record. And it was even toned down, because Steel Hawk was initially planned to open up with a 120 degree drop. But the drop wasn't the only notable element on Steel Hawk. It was also the first roller coaster to have an outer bank turn. While it is now a popular element to have on a roller coaster, Alan Schilke started the trend on Steel Hawk. So while it has been outdone many times over, Steel Hawk was an important roller coaster when it comes to roller coaster design. And you know what else would be loco? You pressing the subscribe button, as we are about to dive into the next El Loco coaster on the list. This is our number 7, Mumbo Jumbo at Flamingo Land. Mumbo Jumbo took the crown from Steel Hawk in 2009 with a slightly steeper drop, sitting at 112 degrees. Other than that, it offers a similar layout to Steel Hawk. These El Loco coasters are known for its tight, twisting track and fits 2 inversions into a small area. It just proves you don't need a huge ride to create extreme thrills. These coasters are basically a wild mouse on steroids, with sharp unbanked turns, whippy drops, and generally delivering a surprisingly wild ride. Mumbo Jumbo held the record until 2011, because at that time it was beaten by number 6, Timber Drop at Vrijspatui City. Once again a S&S El Loco coaster, this time with a 113.1 degree drop. This roller coaster stands out with its detailed theming, as the drop plunges you down a giant hollowed out log, adding an extra layer of thrill. But the park went a bit further with the theming. They have teamed up with the conservation group, planting a new tree for every 500 riders. So they are connecting the ride's excitement to helping the environment. Since 2011, they have planted over 10,000 trees all over the world. This is an amazing initiative. Let's give the park a big like for this. Timber Drop is the steepest roller coaster in Europe to this date, but since opening at the 1st of July in 2011, it was only able to hold on to the world record for 2 weeks. It was beaten by the number 2 of this list, so we will get there soon. But first, we are going over to a truly unique roller coaster for number 5, Cannibal at Lagoon. What makes this ride unique is because it was designed and built by the park's own team, which is very rare in the amusement park world. Its main attraction is a jaw-dropping 116 degree drop from 208 feet high, or 64 meters. Riders go up a totally dark elevator lift before appearing at the top of the fall. The drop then dives into an underground tunnel, which makes the whole experience even more intense. When it opened, Cannibal had the tallest beyond vertical drop in the world, showing just how ambitious the park's independent project was. Not only does the drop stand out in this insane project, but it also includes crazy inversions, like the iconic Lagoon roll. But while 116 degrees is already an impressively steep drop, there are 4 roller coasters even steeper than Cannibal. This brings us to number 4, Crazy Bird at Happy Valley. This S&S El Loco coaster takes steepness to another level, having a 120 degree drop. This park in Tianjin, China has a large indoor section, which is where Crazy Bird is located. The fact that it is indoors may actually make the coaster feel scarier, as it gives a different sense of scale. As you are climbing 30-meter high lift hill, the ceiling will get closer and closer. To me, that is nerve-wracking. Other than that, it shows how versatile this coaster can be, sitting in such a small footprint. As mentioned, these El Loco models have 2 inversions. The first one is a bank turn that will flip riders upside down into a prolonged inverted section, before you are plunging down a dive loop. The second inversion is a downwards inline twist, speeding the riders up into a whippy cutback before entering the final brake run. Still, this isn't the steepest El Loco out there. That honor goes to number 3, Green Lantern Coaster at Warner Bros. Movie World. It is just a minor step up, having a drop of 120.5 degrees. And much like Steel Hawk, there was some controversy over the drop angle. Initially, in November of 2011, it was announced that Green Lantern Coaster would have a 120 degree drop. Then later that month, a commercial aired that this S&S El Loco model would have the steepest drop in the world, which Movie World confirmed to be 122.4 degrees. However, on the 20th of December 2011, Movie World revised the angle to the current measurement of 120.5 degrees. Warner Bros. Movie World did make this El Loco model unique, because the park wanted increased capacity. S&S came up with a new train design that features 4 cross seating in 2 rows, totaling 8 riders per train. This puts riders on the ends farther out from the track, making them feel more exposed. And this is where another difference comes into play. Green Lantern Coaster uses lap bars instead of over-the-shoulder restraints, giving riders a better sense of freedom during its crazy elements. So Warner Bros. Movie World almost claimed the world record for the steepest drop, which was taken early 2011 by our number 2, Takabisha at Fuji-Q Highland. This Gerstlauer Eurofighter is an absolute rush, and it doesn't even start off with the lift hill. This custom layout begins with a slow hardline roll, followed by a punchy LSM launch to a speed of 62 miles per hour, or 100 kilometers per hour. The layout that follows takes riders through 4 more inversions before approaching the vertical lift hill. This hill takes riders up to a height of 141 feet, or 43 meters. Once you are at the top, you will slowly creep forward to the main drop and pause, before plunging down the 121 degree drop. As Fuji-Q Highland is located on the base of Mount Fuji, you will get some amazing views before the insane plunge. After this drop, you will go through 2 more inversions before returning to the station building. Takabisha held the record for the steepest drop for 8 years before it was outclassed. By itself? It is number 1, TMNT Shellraiser at Nickelodeon Universe. TMNT Shellraiser is a near exact clone of Takabisha, except for the drop. It has it beat by just half a degree, with the drop plunging riders to the ground at 121.5 degrees. This holds the record to this day, but it only retook the record 1 month ago, on the 17th of September 2025. TMNT Shellraiser had been standing but not operating for over a year at that point, and there were strong rumors it would never reopen due to structural problems. This is because the rollercoaster is entirely built inside the American Dream Mall, which may have caused issues with the footers of this rollercoaster. And even though it's built in the mall, the windows from up on the lift hill will still deliver great views of the New York City skyline, before you dive down the world's steepest drop. I feel like it's a matter of time before we will see another rollercoaster take the crown from TMNT Shellraiser. Each of these rides is proof of human creativity and our constant need to push the limits. And speaking of limits, how fast is too fast? In this video right here we are going over the fastest rollercoasters in the world, and we may have already pushed past the limit there. Check it out.